So this is my morning walk, Verona, New Jersey, east side of town. We're passing the Hillcrest farm site, which was a tradition here for a very long time with the garden supplies, farm stuff, farm stand. I believe the owner died and his wife has sold the property. So all of the structures inside have been torn down, including the little produce farm stand type building that was there. I'm not quite sure what's going to go into the location. I think it's going to be residential. We're passing a number of residential complexes. It's about 5:15 in the morning, so you get a lot of delivery trucks servicing the food places, and the sanitation trucks picking up their garbage at this hour of the day. This condominium complex, Ardley Mews, it's actually bigger than one might think. It goes all the way back there and connects with the cross street, which is Park. So it's actually a wraparound L shape. Yeah, food service truck. Looks like it's making deliveries to Staci's sandwich joint. Animal hospital. A local 7-Eleven. The township of Verona does not allow 24-hour establishments or drive-thrus. And down to the side are a number of stores, hairdressers, plumbing. And this is the parking lot for that. Surgical supplies and facial spa. Sign company on the lower level. salon. We're coming up on Decozen, a cheap dealership. It's been in town for a long time. And then this building, which is kind of tucked into the parking lot of the Decozen, is Verona Firehouse number 2. Now, the fire department in Verona is volunteer. This building is quite old, and we all agree that something needs to be done about it, but not sure quite what yet to do. There's not that much available land in town to build a new firehouse, and the old one really needs to be replaced. This building is Shrill Care, which is like home aid type care. Allergist. And the car wash. This is the historic former headquarters, or Verona headquarters, of the Annin Flag Company. I think there's a claim that one of the Annin flags went to the moon mission on Apollo 11. So you can see this is kind of like a classic factory type building, tall ceilings, heavy concrete, and it was renovated into, I'm not sure if it's rental, I think it's rentals. And then beyond that, there's a newer sister building, which is modern construction. And together they're called Annin Lofts. We're walking east, so the sun will rise in that direction. But we're going to turn around at Pompton Avenue, which is one of the few big streets. It's a county road, goes north-south. On this next group of stores, we have a pet groomer. And then Hard Bodies Fitness, one of several gyms that we have in town. And then beyond this driveway, Jimmy's Family Kitchen. This restaurant was, before being acquired, was Mealy's. Now it's Jimmy's Family Kitchen. And together they've been in town for a very long time. Okay. So coming up is the intersection of Bloomfield Avenue and Pompton Avenue. Exxon station on the right, not open yet. So that's Pompton Avenue looking ahead. And the stores at Pompton Avenue, including a massage parlor and pizza place. This bigger store here is an Acura dealership. It's called Montclair, even though it's located in Verona, because I guess at one point it was in Montclair. The township, or the town of Montclair, New Jersey, is located about half a mile behind me, and it also straddles Bloomfield Avenue. Acura dealership here. Many years ago, this site had a White Castle on it for many, many years. And before that, a famous local restaurant. This next building is a continuation of the Acura dealership. Okay. Oh. Even though it's not quite 5:30, the bagel place opens quite early. And this one, Sam's Bagels, is our preferred bagel place. And there are 3 or possibly even 4 bagel places in town. And everybody seems to have their favorite. So what do we have here? Sushi, Salon, Tea Loft, Lotus Spa. This is Terminal Pizza, which is our pizza place. A Cleaners, and Sam's Bagels, which is our preferred bagel place. Okay, back onto the Bloomfield Avenue. Berman Home Systems, which is here, has been in town for a while, and I've seen it grow from a small storefront to a much bigger operation, covering originally, I think, home stereo audio, and then in later days, home system security, everything. This plot that's on the right has a weird history in town. If you look back in there, and if you can see it, it's pretty steep rise to whatever's up there. You can tell by this retaining wall, which gets higher and higher, that there's quite a climb to it. There had been a building up there that has been long taken down, but redevelopment has been questionable. Maybe 5 or 10 years ago, somebody wanted to develop it, but it would have required a lot of blasting, and it wasn't approved. So I have no idea if there's any plans for that property, but it's not an easy property to use. So we're coming up on Everett Field. I'm not sure of all the details, but Everett Field at some point was given to the town with the proviso that it would be used for, some public good. In the last year, it has been renovated. Previously, I'm going to do another video on that, but previously this was a gravel or even just a grassy area where cars parked. They added a playground, which kind of makes sense, because if you have one kid playing in a baseball game, your other kid might want to go to a playground. I haven't really been on this property since they did it, but I'll take a deeper dive in a later video. So I have some footage that I shot of this place when my kids did softball and baseball here. Actually, it would be a baseball field. So I can kind of do a before and after. The basic outlines are the same, but they've just done a lot with it. Of course, lighting, bleachers, restrooms, parking, accessibility, that kind of stuff. And of course, EV chargers. Verona was a very early adopter of EV chargers. I guess they must have gotten a grant. So from as early as there were EV chargers, you could recharge at the town center, at the community center. Essex County also got in pretty early. You can recharge at the zoo and other county facilities. So there's two streets that this straddles, but one of them does not allow the cars to exit. And the other street on the other side of this property is going uphill to the left. And so they've allowed entry and exit from here, which is easier access to the boulevard. Okay, and the official sign, Everett Field, established 1910. So it's been here a while, and with the renovations, I think it's going to be fine for many, many decades to come. Moving on, heading west on Bloomfield Avenue, we've got Verona Auto Clinic. And I believe that's C&J Trophies. Both have been here a long time. That's interesting. This address is apparently all the way back there. And sometimes you see that in Verona. There's a few places where there are two houses on the same plot. One is down a long driveway, in the cases where it's been a long, skinny plot for a long time. Starting to get more sunlight. We're coming up to a bunch of stores that are antiques. And they seem, most of the antique stores seem to be gathered into this one place. There's another antique store that's across from the park. So, New Age, Home Sweet Home, buy and sell antiques. Istanbul Grand, Orho Antiques, and there's a kid's barbershop, and another dog groomer, and kitchen renovations. Coming up on the next section, we have a interesting local story. Staci's was a sandwich shop that had been around maybe a year or two, but at some point somebody did something and it went absolutely viral. So that's this store with the black awning over here. You can't see much because they close the curtains at night, but it's Staci's Sandwich Shop. And so every day you have people lined up until 3 o'clock in the afternoon to get their sandwiches. And I guess it's the power of social media that one posting caused this to go really viral. And it stayed viral, not just immediately, but I mean, for 6 months, you can't get in that building at lunchtime. So good for them. This is Henry's, our preferred place to grab a quick cup of coffee. And Home Sweet Home painted furniture. I'm going to take a little detour off of the Bloomfield Avenue to just pass by the Verona Rescue Squad. We are a volunteer organization. We have our own budget and buy our own stuff. The town helps us with major purchases such as ambulances, and they insure our people in case we get hurt on the job, but we don't get paid. And, I'm the fund drive chair for the Verona Rescue Squad, so let me put in my 5-second plug here and say, we never charge for anything we do. We've been here for 99 and a half years. So support the Verona Rescue Squad. Thank you. We're almost done with this eastern half of my walking tour. We have a nail spa. Dentist. Residential. That's the truck that was delivering at Staci's, and now it's moved on. liquor store, the Verona wine cellar. And then coming up beyond that is the Prout Funeral Home. There's one funeral home in the town of Verona. And so pretty much any resident who's been here a long time and dies has their funeral here. In the back you can see the solar array. The funeral home went very big into installing lots of solar during the very early years. And it just sits back there quietly. Prout Funeral Home. When a local fireman or policeman or family member dies, the block will be closed with all the vehicles from all the services honoring that person. And it's happened maybe a few times in the last 5 years. Kitchens and baths. Okay, so that's going to be the end of this East Side walking tour, which because of where I live, I started at Park and headed east to Pompton Avenue. The second half will be starting from Park and going all the way to the community center. And we look forward to seeing you then. Thanks. Like and subscribe. Have a good day.